So I hear this over and over again. Why does my twin flame keep coming back every time I finally let go? Stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share with you the science behind the runner-chaser dynamic and give you 6 tips that can get them chasing you. So it doesn't matter if it's your twin flame, if it's money, if it's love, whatever it is not going to chase you until you become what it is you desire and that you're confident and you're independent and you can show up at a place that you have your own life, your own interest, and you don't rely upon anyone to validate who you are or what you need. It's so important for you to have your own life and to live your own life from a place that they can appreciate you and they can feel you being in a place of your own path. And there's nothing more attractive than being in your own power and being confident. And that's what's going to pull and direct to you everything you're actually wanting. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I'm a transformational coach and a quantum healer. And I help others struggling with separation wounds to find that inner union so that they can begin to heal their emotions, trust the path, and live their purpose. I post new videos every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my content comes live. So before I get into the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and also comment below and let me know if you have any questions. It only takes just a second. It really does help support my channel. So one of the first things for you to do if you want to make sure that you stay in balance so that you're not pulling out of alignment with yourself, you need to make sure to be honest with your feelings. So what I see in a lot of situations with the twin flames, a person wants to hide what they feel. They're afraid to speak their truth or say what they need to say because they're afraid that the twin flame will take it wrong. It's going to make them run. And it's so important that if you want a long-term relationship or a life partnership out of this, you cannot move forward in that direction unless you're becoming vulnerable, you're open, you're connected to your feelings, and you're not afraid to express how you feel or who you are. And one of the things I'll say about that is I do have a video on why your twin flame keeps coming back that I'll put a link in the description and also in the card above. So that also bases how you feel and the wounds and the triggers as to how you're in sync and how you're operating from your masculine or your feminine energies when you are triggered with the wounds. So first and foremost, it's going to be so important you're honest with those feelings and that you can share how you feel, especially if you truly do want the relationship. The second thing that's going to be so important to stop this runner-chaser dynamic is that you need to make sure that you are on the same page. Communication is key in any relationship. However, in the twin flame dynamic, there are different lessons, different polarities, different energies that need to be looked at from a combination of the masculine and the feminine and how that internalizes within yourself. And then how that connects to the twin flame so that you can stay in balance and then you can also stay harmonized with them. If you're not in alignment with them, you cannot be balanced with them either. First of all, you really need to know your own values. You need to know who you are. And you also need to sit down and write out a life plan of what you want in a relationship. You need to be able to express this and what you want in a relationship with that person. And if they're not committing to you, you need to come to the belief system that you desire a partnership and a connection and a relationship where your person is on the same page as you with individual values and then the life that you want to create together. Otherwise, if you're not on the same page, there is no way you can move forward with them in any aspect. Being able to be on the same page and being able to go back to those feelings and express is going to prevent misunderstandings in other situations as you go along. So to get on the same page, you have to be able to do number one, to be able to express. And one of the things that comes up with this that I see a lot is the triggers of the emotions. So I did a video on 5 steps to healing your emotions and being able to stop the triggers so that you begin to feel more healed within. And when you feel more healed within and you are no longer triggered, then they're not going to show up in the same way. So check out that video, 5 Steps to Emotional Healing for your triggers and trauma in the link above and below. And also, if you're really needing that help to heal those wounds and to stop the triggers and the trauma, I highly recommend that you check out my Accelerate Your Ascension Academy, and there'll be a link above and below for that. And that is where I do courses and have a community, and then I do online live coaching to help you be able to identify some of these wounds, to heal even the childhood wounds, to be able to collect the aspects, reclaim your power, and find that wholeness, to come into the alignment of yourself, so that from there you can build more of an authentic relationship with yourself that then will attract and align in a better alignment that will stop this runner-chaser dynamic with your twin flame. So the third thing that's so important to stop this runner-chaser dynamic is to own your value. Owning your value is something that is really important to come into a place of helping you with the confidence we talked about, becoming self-reliant, but also being able to show up in your life, set loving boundaries, and to be at a place where no matter what is going on around you, what your twin flame is doing, that you feel confident enough within yourself and that you own enough of your value to be able to confidently say, it is your loss if you are not showing up and coming at it at a place that represents a value and appreciation of who I am. Now, I did a video called 6 Ways to Own Your Value. I'm going to put a link above and below because it will break it down for you in really great detail and some exercises and tips and points for you to own that value. But you coming into the value will give you the strength in order for you to stop showing up and giving your power away and stop getting out of a balance with yourself that is blocking you from having the connection that you truly want with the twin flame. So the fourth thing that's going to be super important is to be patient. So here's the thing. What I see all the time is people get this connection, they go into the bubble of, and they start already from the get-go, like planning out their life together from a place of skipping all the steps. And then also having an expectation that because you have this connection, that you are committed to each other, even if you haven't fully went through the process of showing up that way. And I can't tell you how many people come to me, and especially in the past, people aren't, I don't feel like doing this quite as much, but I think it's definitely happening at a new level, is having this sense of expecting a commitment just because you have this kind of connection and just because you think that you're twin flames. And here's the key. A commitment is not like even a vow in that moment, and even a vow that you make even basically for marriage. You know, at this point, if you've been following me, I'm going through the same thing. You know, you would think once you came into a marriage that that's enough of a commitment and there's enough of a connection that you truly are in this or invested. But the thing about it is, if you don't have the foundational steps to build the relationship on, and you get to know each other and you fully hold out from a sense of knowing that you're going to navigate this on kind of your own terms, not somebody else's. But that doesn't also mean that you put up walls of protection and you block or you don't add pressure because you have these expectations and that you think that this person should fulfill for you what should be coming from within. So it's going to be super important to spend some time to get to know yourself first and foremost, and then spend time getting to know the person. No matter twin flames, whatever the dynamic, you know, be asking questions. What do you want in life? What do you value? How do you show up in places that maybe you feel connected to more? And how are you showing up in your life in these ways? And that said, it might take some patience. It might take you truly sacrificing, or feels like sacrificing up front. But then you know you build this foundation, and then you know it's solid whenever you get there and you can make that commitment. The fifth thing that's going to be so important is not to play games. And I'm not saying you would do that intentionally, but it turns out to be a game when it's just back and forth, up and down. And that could play havoc on your mind, your emotions. And it puts it in a place of feeling like games, because then what happens is you get hurt, you get triggered, You start not only just having expectations, but you put up walls, and then you say things or think things like, well, I'm not going to do this until you do that. And that is not unconditional love, which is what the twin flame journey is all about. So you really, truly need to stay into this place of stepping out of the loop is kind of one of the things I call. So if it's becoming a yo-yo, if it's becoming up and down, if it's becoming a loop, if it's becoming a problem, you can choose to not play that game anymore and to step out of the loop and choose that I'm not going to participate in that going forward. And until you choose that and you step out, you're part of the problem. Let's keep creating it. And so also another thing I see in that is people won't let go of the past. And they keep thinking that, oh, I want this with this person, but I can't get past the past. And I can't move beyond what it is that I believe that this person has done, or what they've done to me, or the story, or the programs, or the beliefs, or whatever it is. You need to get beyond the fear of letting go of what's happened to you and truly move forward in a new beginning. And so you really need to come into a place of letting go of your fear, which is blocking you from creating this new beginning. And I did a video about releasing this fear that's blocking you from creating this new beginning, and I'll make sure you have a link in the description box below and above. So the sixth, and maybe could be one of the most important ones, is to respect their decisions. Respect whatever they do or however they show up. That is their own wounds. That is their own chaos. That is their own confusion. That is them running from their self. If they're running from you, they're truly running from themselves. You can choose to step out, like I said, not play the game, and choose to decide you're not going to participate in the roller coaster. So no matter whatever is going on, you really need to learn how to give that person space. That's what this journey is also about. It's about loving someone so much that you give them the space and the time they need for themselves. And in that is pointing you to find within you what you need to do with you, which is also respecting yourself. The other part of this, you can't expect anyone to honor your own respect if you don't have respect for yourself and set your own boundaries. And so that means, it's going to be important that you really just not push for a commitment, and that you really don't push for anything, because you don't have to chase anything that's meant for you, because what's meant for you is going to come to you. And the more you stay in a place of your own value, your own worth, your own respect, your own ability to step out of this chaos, your own ability to show up in a place that you desire and deserve more, the more that things are going to show up for you in that same space. So all of that said, if you're really wanting to come into a place of a harmonious connection, you need to show up from a place that you desire someone that you can have fun with, that you can see positive energy between the two of you, and that you don't have to be afraid to show your interest, that you don't have to be afraid to say what you need to say, that you can fully have contact with them, that you can smile and play and give compliments, and someone that will actively participate in what you would even call a relationship. And the other thing is, make sure however you show up is consistent, because a lot of people tend to do these things from a place of sometimes one way, sometimes another. And what I will say is that can be confusing from your masculine and feminine energies, but it also kind of falls into part of the game that's taking place if you don't come out of it and come into this sense of that there's some stability in your connection that is from a place of love and respect for both of you. But if you truly come into your own balance, and I will say, if this person is truly for you and are truly your twin flame, because it doesn't necessarily mean that they are, it might look like it or feel like it sometimes, does not mean they are the one. But if you come into these things and you come into your balance, everything that's meant for you, whether it's money, love, the relationship, it's all going to come to you. But you got to stick with these things so that you can stay in alignment and in tune with balance in yourself to create the inner vibration that's going to attract to you the things you're actually wanting. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it that thumbs up, and also make sure to comment below so that I know what is going on with you and your runner chaser dynamic, and how you're processing that and how you're going through that. And also let me know if you'd like for me to make other videos and what topics you would like for me to talk about. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know when all my content comes live. And if you'd like to learn more about ways that you can come into this inner balance in yourself, make sure to follow me at Twin Flame Expert on either Facebook or Instagram. And if you want to learn more about me and the programs that I use with my clients and how you can work with me, make sure to visit my website at twinflameexpert.com, and I will see you in the next video. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire.